We're speaking to manager Phil Parkinson after a convincing 3-0 win over Ashton Utd. Phil, certainly the result at least would look the ideal response to the disappointment of going out of the FA Cup last Saturday.
Yeah, it's the perfect response. To come and win 3-0 in a local derby is exactly what we were looking to do. A little bit disappointed with the performance. As you know, we set our standards very high with regards what we want to do on the pitch, so I didn't feel we were at our best today. But to win 3-0 when you're not at your best, and considering how well we played last week, particularly the first half, and to go out the FA Cup, as you say, was the perfect response. And to get a clean sheet as well, it was when we're not played particularly well, to score 3 goals and keep a clean sheet is full credit to the lads on their game management.
Was there anything in particular you felt wasn't quite right today? Was it there's a bit of a lack of spark or ball retention, or what do you think?
Yeah, it was ball retention basically. We didn't keep it anywhere near as well as what we can do. I think when we got the first goal, we allowed them to have more of the ball than us with regards. We were willing to give up ground, not be brave in certain areas, because that's how we got the first goal. Really brave bit of play from Tony Thompson, threading it through the middle, and then we went on to get our rewards for doing that. But again, the players are on the pitch. They're the ones who have to feel if it's right to play or not right to play. And this isn't a cup; it's a league. There's points at stake. So we were I felt we were slightly conservative today. But we'll take that. We'll take the 3 points, and we know we'll play better than that, and we'll play better and win.
If there were 2 bits of quality in the first half, there were probably those 2 passes from James Poole where he threaded them inside the full-back. First one for John Johnson, which couldn't quite capitalise on. The second one led to the goal eventually, and he gave James his first start. That's what he can bring to the team, isn't it?
Everybody knows James Poole's qualities. He looked really hungry for it today as well. I felt it was the right time to bring him back in. He got his opportunity, but he's ever so unlucky. A bit like Sean Williams, where he's hit his stride and got an injury. James, everybody knows what he's capable of doing. You could see some of his brilliant passages of play. But for me, the bit that he really brought to the pitch was his willingness to work hard for the team, and that's something that I question and ask of all my players every single week. And he certainly showed me he wanted to be back in that team. It's just unfortunate that obviously he's slightly pulled his hamstring, so we'll have to assess that tomorrow to see how he is.
Yeah, it was a shame it was curtailed the way it was. It struck us on the gantry that he seemed to stretch a little bit going in for a challenge, and then really his initial reaction, you feared the worst. I mean, he looked in a bit of distress, but then at least he was able to walk off the pitch unaided. Is that a good sign?
Well, it's always a good sign if they can walk off unaided, but obviously the players have to go full pelt to stay in this team, and James was pushing his body to the limit, and maybe with him not playing as many minutes as he would have liked to over the last couple of weeks, maybe a bit of wear and tear has happened there. Maybe his body's not quite ready for him to go at that full pace, but he has to do that, otherwise he won't play. And hopefully, like you said, with him walking off unaided, hopefully he's not as bad as what we initially thought.
I mean, it is early, but do you know when there might be a sort of an idea of how long he might be out for, Phil?
No.
No. Fingers crossed it's not too bad. Second goal was a strange one. It was obviously all the players went to congratulate John Johnson, which suggests none of them got a touch to his free kick, but it threaded its way past a lot of players, didn't it? Yeah,
he's done great, JJ. Again, a little bit inconsistent with probably his passing, but then he did ever so well going on the outside of his fullback today. His deliveries into the box were perfect for the forwards running onto. We just couldn't quite get that toe or get that foot across the defender today to get the rewards from JJ's great work. And as ever, one of the reasons JJ stays in the team, he absolutely gave everything to the cause, even though it wasn't probably his day in possession. But when he was running with it, which is his biggest strength, he was a real threat, and why that's one of the reasons he's in the team.
And that's 6 goals, I think, this season, so on top of his sort of wing play, that's always an important factor, isn't it?
It is, of course, and Owens obviously chipped in with one as well, a great response. Obviously, we would have been massively disappointed not to have started today, but I felt it was right to give James and Josh their opportunities today. So obviously JJ or Owen weren't going to start. And like I said, Owens come on and responded in exactly the way I'd want somebody to respond, and give me a decision to make come Tuesday, because he scored a goal, and he's asked me what he needs to do to sort of improve, and his work rate, his endeavour, his positional play, in possession, he's tight. Can he be a goal threat? And I'm sure once he does that regularly, scores goals for us, creates goals for us, he'll be back at Crewe Alex.
Tony Thompson didn't have too much to do, but that's probably a key moment in the second half quite early on, wasn't it, when Sam Sheridan worked his way through. Yeah. Suddenly one-on-one, and it was a great block by Tony, wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt it's a bit harsh to Tony because in the first half as well, he had to make a really key save. He's had to collect crosses, punch at the right time. So I think he has had things to do, but yeah, he's not been peppered because the defenders have done really well. But what he's done, he's kept the ball out of his net, which is what we employ him to do. And again, it's a real positive step forward for Tomo because he's got that clean sheet, he's got the monkey off his back with regards, as a keeper you want that, so hopefully he can go on and keep more, because I think he kept about 20 last year, so it's something that we're more than capable of doing. And as I said, I think we have really tightened up at the back. We have shipped goals that we're not happy about, but we never really looked in danger today. For all the possession they had at times, we probably kept them in front of us, and they didn't really hurt us too much.
Just to wrap it up, at Nuneaton Borough here on Tuesday night, Jake Moult was saying in his programme notes, two home games, both winnable, but you've got to do the job. The table's so tight that it's a real opportunity, isn't it, to get sort of closing on the playoff places perhaps?
It is, and we've said that to the lads last season. Every game we expected to win, and I feel that's growing back into the changing rooms. We've got over the initial, we're in the Conference North again, lads are stepping up, lads are going through a transitional period, but we really feel that we're good enough to win games, and I've been saying it all season about being unlucky at times, and I feel once we can find that consistency and also keeping more clean sheets, we've got enough in the arsenal to go on and win games. But just before we do finish off, I'd just like to say the fans were absolutely outstanding today. They've sang all the way through the game when I don't think we've played particularly well. So if we have to play like that every week, if they sing like that and we win games, then we'll be more than happy with that. But I can't credit them enough. That's why I came to Altrincham, to hear that and experience that, and that feeds through to the players. So I just want to say a massive thank you to the fans, because it made it, from our point of view, we were a bit dull on the pitch today, but it made it a much more enjoyable atmosphere when we're not playing particularly well, to have that atmosphere. And again, it'll make it a daunting place to come if we can do that every week. I thought they were outstanding today.
Good stuff, well said, Phil, thanks for that. So those then the thoughts of manager Phil Parkinson, and what's been a great afternoon for Altrincham. It's finished Altrincham 3, Ashton Utd 0.